my God really moves. Oh, hey, why would I doubt when He always comes through? My
Welcome back to another show. As you know, I'm the host, Fadino, and you know I have a special guest with me today. Introduce you guys to the people watching stuff.
Hello, I'm Georgette. Hello, I'm Tonika.
Yeah, tell me what you guys do for a living, stuff like that, man.
Um, currently I'm in school to be a dental hygiene. I am the founder of Truth Ministries. That's basically me. Okay. I spend most of my days writing and editing, and on the side, I create content and do social media.
Okay, nice. So we're just gonna get straight into the topic. So the topic for today is the struggle we face in society. Now, this topic is mostly for the youth because I know the youth is facing a lot of struggle, but sometimes they don't know how to deal with the struggles. That's half the time they don't have nobody to talk to. So what are some struggles the youth are facing today? Uh, General, us, the youth, any.
Um, yeah, that's why I had to like verify because I'm like not myself, but an issue that I think there is an issue of identity. People not knowing who they are and people not knowing where they belong. So like an internal identity crisis and like an external feeling of belonging, which can contribute to like a different amount of things like depression, anxiety, and stress. So that's where I'm gonna start.
It's crazy that you say that because one of the things that I automatically thought of that we struggle with is comparison. And we tend to compare when we do not know our identity. So I feel like when we do know our identity, we won't tend to compare and try to find our identity in somebody else when we know like who God says that you are, you know.
I agree with that, but the comparison part that's mostly come from the Haitian household, though, right?
Yeah, and in social media, you know, when you see everybody on there and then you tend to compare, you see all that somebody's going on, but you don't even know what it took for them to get there. And then we automatically try to compare, oh my gosh, I'm the same age as this person. They're doing this and they're doing that, you know. And in the Haitian household, true too, because sometimes your parents will tend to try to compare you to other, even your own siblings. So that could be toxic, you know.
And it's not just like comparing to like your siblings or like your neighbor's child like oh my gosh look at what elle a fait pour pas régler rien. But it's also like the harsh expectations that they put on their children, like you have to do this, you have to do that, or you're going to like disappoint me. And then what if the child doesn't want to do that? Most of the time the expectations that like our parents put on us, we're not able to live up to them because they don't make us happy. And then in return it kind of harm us as we're trying to like evolve into who God called us to be.
Amen. Yeah, for me, I stopped comparing myself to people a long time ago. I was just reading something. It says, um, "It's not, it's not your timing yet."
Yeah.
Because we are so quick like to do something like we are so quick like you see people on Instagram making 10 figures in 2 months, but they don't, but the youth today think, well, I can make that, but they don't know the step they got to take in order for them to make that. Half the time is they say make in 2 months, but you don't know how many years it take them to make that in 2 months. That's
Well, two things. I'm glad that you say timing because a theme that is repetitive in the Bible is the theme of the appointed time. Like we can see that with the Shunammite woman, we can see that with David. He was ordained to become king, but it wasn't his appointed time to sit on the throne, and that took like about 15 more years for him to actually become king. And then we see in Habakkuk chapter 2, it's like one of my favorite verses. It says, at the appointed time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Though it tarries, it shall not tarry. It will come to pass. And so I think that we just have to be content in knowing that attached to each and every single one of us, the young people, even adults, there is an appointed time. So just because you feel like you're behind, like the verse says, even though you feel like you're behind, you're actually not behind. And there's also you mentioned the different categories, like people excelling, like some of them take years, and you don't see like the hard work. But then I also want to remind people that like just because you see something looks good like to your eyes, it doesn't mean that it's actually good. Because like what's the saying again? Not everything that's good is godly. So in this society, there's honestly a lot of ways that people can like make money faster or kind of like rush their timing. But then at the end of the day, is it godly? Is it what God had appointed for you? Is it your appointed time? So there's also this question of like morals that we have to take into account in addition to like the appointed time that we have for ourselves.
Yes, I definitely agree, and it's that's one of my favorite verses in the Bible where it says, "At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen." A lot of time, just like that song that says, "Wait on the Lord," we make culture push us prematurely when we're not at the appointed time. So it is important to like wait on God's perfect timing. Um, Instead of going on our own strength or going on whenever somebody else says.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. The thing is, the youth don't want to wait no more. This is one everything done fast. This is one and done situation.
I feel like the best advice I can give for like those who are impatient is to remember that God Himself, He doesn't rush things. Now, the difference between God and ourselves is that God has the power to make anything happen at any given time, but we see that God values hard work. Like when He created the earth, He didn't just do everything in one day. He didn't just like, when He spoke to the void, everything came to be in addition to like humans, animals, the sea. But God took His time. Every single day was a specific thing that God created, and in the end it also tells us that God rested. So I feel like whenever we try to rush things, whenever we become impatient, we're actually sabotaging ourselves instead, because we're not following the pace.
To do that. But God, if we remember that God, He knows the end from the beginning. So it's important to constantly remember that God, He has a plan for each and every one of us, and our own personal story is different from other people's story. So we have to pay attention to our own life and what God says about our life so that we can focus on His timeline and not on others people's timeline.
Yeah, I agree. I remember we was talking about how I want like a six-figure salary, but to have that six-figure salary, but it's gonna take years. I thought after I graduated with my bachelor degree, I thought like the six-figure salary is gonna come to me like that. I had a reality check.
Same.
That reminds me, like, in the sometimes we don't understand why God calls us to wait, but it's in the waiting where we get to draw closer to God. It's in the waiting that God develops our character to prepare us to for those blessings. Because if it was just to give it just like that, we wouldn't really even know how to handle it. We would automatically forget about God, get too prideful, and think it's in our own strength. So, in that waiting season, whatever it is that we're waiting for to God for, that's where God He really develops our character and prepare us for those blessings.
In addition to that, I feel like if God just like works as the genie we expect him to be sometimes, we wouldn't really have much character because the things we wouldn't really value the things that God gives to us. It's not just about like managing it, which is very, very important because so many times in the Bible it tells us that you have to manage things, but we don't really understand that. And the reality is that a lot of people are not at the stage where they have to be in order to manage things. But even before you get to the point where you can manage things, are you appreciative of what God has already done for you? Are you appreciative of like where God took you from? And because sometimes
Yeah, I agree with that. It's funny how you say that because I was just literally reading something. It's like the reason like we don't have like those six figures becoming a millionaire right now is because we're not ready for it yet. No, it's funny you. It's funny you say that because I was literally like scrolling through Instagram, right? It says the reason why the rich stay rich is because they keep they keep quiet. Because whatever they doing, they just do it until it's actually done. I don't know, I remember it's like one of my friend I never knew he was a real estate agent until he actually posted on Instagram like he's a real estate agent. Because the problem with this generation, we talk too much. Because everything we're doing, like we want to buy a house, want to buy a car, we were so quick to tell somebody we're gonna buy a house, we're gonna buy a car. But as soon you get it, as soon you tell somebody, now your finances are down. Now everything's going downhill. It's crazy though. It's like I was reading this quote, right? It says you trust some just because you trust someone, there's still some stuff you can't tell them. Boy, that's so true. But we don't like as kids when we get when we was younger, we just run and tell everything. But now as we're an adult, it's best to keep quiet. It's funny you say gossiping because we love to this generation love to gossip so much. It's like they run and tell this person, that person run and tell this person, and half the time the stuff it says not even true. Yeah. Yep. Uh, so- You see, like me, I don't even like gossiping. I never did like to gossip. Even when I'm at work, they're talking about a coworker. I'm not a part of this. I just be when I'm at work, I mind my business and go home. Cause like, cause they ain't pay me. They don't pay me to gossip. They pay me to do my job. Mhm. Cause and plus, if people say stuff about me that's not true, I sleep better at night. Cause shoot, I mean, like I guess if I remember I was reading this quote. It says, "If you have a problem with me, call me. If you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me." Mm. Well, when I read that quote, it changed my whole mentality. I'm like I'm a different person. Like a long time ago, I used to care what people think about me. Like, boy, who you? Mm. This is, but I hate to say it. Gossiping is like in a Haitian household is crazy, man. Uh, But they faster than 7 news. I'm like, yo, like you don't even know the person. Like, how you gonna gossip about somebody else? But it's it. No, that's a good one. I never heard it like that before. Yeah, but like me, I choose my friend wisely. Now, just because I talk to you doesn't mean we friends. Like some people are quick to call somebody, oh, that's my friend. I'm okay, that's your friend, but they're the one they're the one who's talking bad about you. So how did how they are your friends? But another thing, the youth is struggling with as well self love though, because they don't know how to love themselves, but they love somebody else. Conversation. Yeah, I completely agree, but I grew up in a single parents household, so my mom raised me, so her like she always says she loved me, I can do anything, stuff like that. But I remember sometime too, um Haitian in a Haitian household they don't know how to do it. Some of them don't know how to do that. But you can't blame them because maybe their parents don't know how to do it as well. Yeah. I I get it, but I feel like um they don't know how to verbalize their love, especially I'm not gonna say it. Some men don't know how to verbalize their love because they think that's a sign of weakness. Oh, this, change the topic. The hell. You could have said something else or something. Shit. I don't want to say something and I get in trouble. But no, okay, okay. I need to fix my wording. um, I know some women that expect the men to be mind readers, but y'all do know we ain't mind readers, right? No, I completely get that, but okay. It's just like, man, we don't. Some of us don't know how to communicate. Even when we do communicate, some women will say we communicated wrong. But how we communicated wrong if you told us to communicate? Uh, they're not demure. So, well, this conversation took a turn, but mhm. but I think we're just gonna end there for today. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, fellas, these coming
My
from
God
women. You
really
guys
moves. Oh,
communicate your words.
hey, why would I doubt when he always comes through? My God really moves. Oh,